Dive into summer with Vizcaya swimwear. Stylish, comfortable, unforgettable. Make a splash with Vizcaya swimwear. Discover your beauty with Lady Code Cosmetics. Bold colors, flawless finishes. Unleash your confidence with Lady Code. Hello and welcome back to Misrepresented. I'm your host, Lisa Opie, and I am so excited for today's guest because it is our very first Miss World America that we've had on Misrepresented. Hi, Victoria.
Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, I'm just really excited because I feel like I know all about Miss USA and all about Miss Earth USA, and Miss World America is one of the pageants where it's a mystery to me, but I follow it and it's just a lot, right? Like there's so many different aspects of competition. It's a very unique pageant.
It is a very unique pageant, and having gone to Miss World and competed for an entire month in 3 different cities in India, so going to a different continent was such an incredible experience. But I think we competed in 13 different categories of competition, so it was a lot, but it was so worth it.
We'll just dive right into that then. So let's first talk about being the first queen under Ekta Saini. I love her and Shree so much. They're incredible people. So what
angels.
They are. They really are.
Like actual angels on the earth.
I love them. So what was it like competing under their directorship for the first time at their national pageant?
It was awesome. So I actually had jumped pageant systems. I don't know if you know that. I was a former Miss Florida teen.
Yeah.
And then I was first runner-up at Miss Florida just last year. And 3 months later, my mom had sent me a link to Miss World America. And she said, listen, let's do it. Like, we're being called to it. Wear the same stuff. Don't buy anything. We'll wear the same gown, same interview dress, same everything. And I went and I competed for Miss World America. And with the prep going to Miss World America, Shree Ekta and Sanjay have done a great job where we would have like check-ins every week as contestants competing, like state title holders, where we would learn if it was interview prep, mental prep. We would have prompts to learn about ourselves, develop our Beauty with a Purpose projects. And then going that weekend to Seattle, Washington and competing was such a great experience because they're such great people. But the girls in our organization too have such great hearts. We have like a Yale graduate. We had girls from all across the United States that had such unique backgrounds, but that were so successful with, again, a beauty with a purpose, and they had a purpose. So it was fun. And then the end of the weekend, cherry on top, because I got crowned and got to be their queen and their daughter and their sister for the rest of the year.
Oh, and probably for the rest of your life.
Probably.
The way they are.
They're stuck with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what were the aspects of competition for just the national level?
National level, we competed in an optional fitness round, an optional talent round, which was submitted before we went to Seattle, Washington. And then while we were in Seattle, we competed in interview and evening gown. And then there were finalists that had fast tracks in talent and beauty with a purpose.
What are the fast tracks? What does that mean?
So a fast track is, let's say we had over 60 contestants compete for Miss World America. So 60 girls submitted their Beauty with a Purpose projects. And then there was a final 10 that was chosen. That final 10 would automatically get a spot in, for example, I think we had a top 20.
Okay. Wow. So there's no swimsuit?
No swimsuit.
Wow. What was that like? Did you like that or did you hate that?
It was nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really gave me some time to work out for health, like work out because I wanted to feel good. So instead of going into the gym and saying, oh, my waist needs to be this
right, because that can be so toxic.
I was like, oh, I want to do 37 burpees without having to stop. Or I want to be able to run, like I'm training for a half marathon right now.
Oh my gosh.
And being in this space, I have the ability to work out for me and to work out for my health and to work out to feel stronger, which I think is really empowering.
Yeah.
But the Miss World organization and the Miss World America organization, it's really cool because we have like a fitness competition, but we did like a workout.
It's like real fitness.
It's
like how fit
workout.
Are you? How many burpees can you do?
At Miss World, they had us do, have you ever done a beep test?
No.
Oh my goodness. It's running back and forth.
Oh my gosh.
But the beeps, you have to get from one side of the court to the other side of the court before it beeps.
Oh my
But what it does is it tests your endurance. And apparently Navy SEALs have to go through this test to, I guess, pass SEAL training.
Yeah.
So it's 112 countries in the middle of India, and we're doing a beep test. I'm thinking like, oh, how hard can it be? I work out every day. by the 10th round, I was winded.
Oh my gosh.
And Peru was in my continent. Peru, I think, won our continent.
Oh my
She was the
gosh.
America's winner for the beep
Wow.
test. But it was incredible seeing, like, we're not just beautiful. We don't just have amazing purposes, but, you know, we're athletic. And
yeah, like pageantry is a sport, like they say.
Sometimes.
It's not just a beauty contest.
I know. Yeah. I agree.
Okay, so what was your prep like going into internationals? Did Shree kind of walk you through everything and help you and, like, you know, tell you what to expect along the way?
Of course. So she had just competed for Miss World.
Mhm.
And what I really appreciated about Shree and her guidance is she always said, like, just have fun. You know, don't
love
take it
that.
too seriously. I'd be like, Shree, I need to figure out exactly what outfits I need. She's like, just pack what you think. Like, just pack like 10 dresses, you'll be fine. And I'm over here, like, sweating, trying to color code all my suitcases. And she's like, you'll be fine. It's okay. Like, you've got this. So she was very supportive and kept the stress off of me, which is nice. I think when you have a team and directors that really just let you fly, it allows you to have a really great experience.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference for sure. And, like, sometimes you bring in, like, great opportunities and great ideas as well. So it helps the organization right back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many suitcases did you take to India?
So I left with 6.
Okay.
But my mom met me with an extra one because I ran out of clothes.
Oh, you did? So you didn't pack enough?
I didn't. I was like 3 days short.
Oh my gosh. So you were there for a month, right?
Almost a month, yeah.
Almost a month. That is crazy. So I want you to walk me through, like, as much of this process as you can, because like, our listeners probably have no idea what it's like to actually be at Miss World America.
Of course. Well, I also want to tell you a little funny story about going to Miss World. So I was getting ready to go leave for Miss World. I was packing my suitcases. I pulled an all-nighter because I'm thinking my flight is on a Friday. I'm like rushing around. You know, every girl that competes in a pageant the last week is like, just
it's a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
You're getting your hair done. You're getting your nails done. Mind you, you have to do all of like this stuff on your own when you're in India because you can't go to the salons and things like that.
You can't?
No.
Oh my God.
So I had like my own little lights for my nails. You have to plan everything out. I actually miscalculated my flight in my Google Calendar. And I was ready a day early.
At least it wasn't a day late. Could you imagine?
So I call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I don't leave tomorrow. She's like, what are you talking about? Like, I just had to go to Sephora in Doral to get you like your foundation. And I'm like, no, I put it wrong on my Google Calendar. I leave on Saturday. And she's like, thank God. So I went to the beach the day before. It was amazing.
No, that's good. You had like a little mental health day because everything was already done, right? Like, you were ready to go.
Ready to go.
So nice. Did you end up like remembering things that you were forgetting that day too?
Yes, I ended up adding like 6 pounds to my suitcase.
Maybe that wasn't so good.
But aside from that, it's really cool being able to go to Miss World America and compete because it is a national competition. So you have a friend in every state. And you're getting the same experience. You're going onto a big stage. You're able to talk about your platform. You're able to share your beauty with a purpose project. And then transitioning, if you win, going to Miss World, you have a huge platform where the United States has our own page on the Miss World website. Wow. I was one of the women chosen, one of 20 women chosen to actually sit at the G20 table where our president sat. And I was able to debate healthcare.
Oh my gosh.
And you just get great experiences, very tangible experiences like that. So, you know, being a girl who loves the Miss USA organization, I also like really I'm grateful for my transition over to Miss World America and for the Saini family and for my really pure and lighthearted and fun experience because it molded me a lot this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that because you are a USA girl and I feel like there's vast differences with the two organizations. So once you got to India, how long was the flight?
So my total travel, I think, was 36 hours.
Oh my gosh.
I had a layover in JFK and then from JFK to New Delhi, which was our first city.
Oh, that's not so bad.
That we landed in was 16 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow.
So I slept the entire time.
You need your beauty sleep.
I did. Because we got off the plane pretty late at night. I was on the same plane with like 6 other countries. I was with Puerto Rico, Guyana. All of us had gotten off the plane together. We slept for 4 hours. My roommate was Canada. She was already sleeping when I got home.
Oh my gosh.
And then we woke up and hit the ground running.
I love how you said home because it was for a month.
Well, and the hospitality in India is incredible. Like,
oh my gosh.
The people who were working there were so kind to us. They would meet us like in the hallway and help us with our bags or help us with our dresses and really make us feel comfortable, which is nice because, I mean, I've never traveled for a month out of the continent without anyone else that I knew prior to it. I was lucky because I had Shree in India, so if I was a little stressed, I could.
Oh, you were so lucky. You had like a sister there with you.
I know. Although we did try to stay very, I don't know, like.
Yeah. Were the other girls kind of like, why is her director here with her? You know, doing social media? No, because they probably all knew Shree and like you can't be mad.
No, everyone loves Shree, but also do the other girls, which is so great. Like. I was with the Americas, so I was with a lot of Hispanic women. I was one of, I think, 2 Americans, me, and then Canada also spoke English. Okay. And everyone else was from like all of the Americas and the Caribbean. So it was fun. I definitely got a lot of intense Spanish language training while I was in India, and we were the fun bus. We would always dance reggaeton and all that fun stuff.
I saw that on the social media because Shree kept us updated, so I was like watching, and I saw the fun bus. It's so cute. So you said how many different cities in India?
So the actual competition was 2 cities. Okay. In New Delhi, and which is like our DC, and then Mumbai, which is like our LA. Okay. But I was one of 7 countries chosen to go on another trip to see a live tiger safari. Wow. And we went to Nagpur, which is a region. And then we were able to go to this like huge tiger festival to save the endangered species. Wow. I got to speak in front of 20,000 Indian citizens and share a little story of mine. And I got to travel with Julia and Carolina. And I was there with England, South Africa, Spain, myself. Oh, goodness.
Do you know how they made the selections?
I have no idea.
For the 7? No.
I got a call at 11 o'clock at night. I was with my roommate. They said, hey, pack a bag. You're leaving for 2 nights. It's a safari. I was like, what? Come again? And I was terrified to tell my roommate. Oh my god. Because I didn't want her to feel
like she was being left out of something. Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, Jamie. And my roommate was a godsend. Like, her and I had a very great relationship. She's an amazing person. And I told her, and she was freaking out for me. And we start like trying to pack my clothes. And then we woke up like 4 hours later and I got on a flight, and then we literally hit the ground running.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So in that whole month, like, how many hours of sleep do you think you got?
9 or 10 total. I would say in the beginning we averaged maybe 2.5 to 3.
Oh my gosh.
And then they started to give us a little bit more sleep toward the end because we were in Mumbai and kind of focusing on the show. Because remember, it's a huge production.
Huge. Yeah. The entire world is watching. So what was the day-to-day like? Like, how many rehearsals were there? What kind of activities were you doing? And when did the competition start?
So right when we got to New Delhi, we had the opening ceremonies where we got to wear our national costumes.
Oh my gosh, how fun. So what was your national costume? Who made it?
Nidal. He was like one of my friends and designers. And he made me this like kind of Barbie looking like United States of America country girl.
So fun.
Like throwdown. It was really fun. And then so that was our first like piece of competition with the festival to like kickstart the competition. And then we had event after event after.
What kind of events?
Like with different sponsors or at different places. It was just like we would just go to a restaurant, or we would go to a museum, or we would go to the arch, and we'd be able to take pictures and experience the culture. My favorite though, and this was in New Delhi, was my continent was split into 2, and my group was chosen to go to like a street child school. Wow. So it's a free school to the blue collar workers in New Delhi, India. And we got to sit with the children, and we got to play with them and sing with them and watch them put on like a little play for us. And they made these kites, and they put like their dreams on the kites, and we got to fly them.
Oh my gosh. Did any girls say they wanted to be Miss World?
No, they didn't actually. Because all of their family members were like police officers or like construction workers. So I feel like every single kid wanted to be a police officer.
Wow.
Which I think is
I respect
beautiful.
that.
Yeah. So to be able to sit there with those children, I remember there's a video of me. I got very emotional. But I had 2 babies. They were like 3. In both of my arms, I'm sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor. And they fell asleep on my chest.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
just sitting there. And it's moments like that. It's like the glitz and the glam, you know, like the eyelashes, the hair extensions. Those are a part of pageantry.
Yeah.
But it's moments like that that define pageantry, at least for me. And you know that you're able to make that child feel safe, make them feel calm. And that's the impact that I like to make.
Yeah.
And that was an experience that I will never forget and that I will cherish from my experience at Miss World.
That is so beautiful. So how, like, were you in one place like a week at a time, or did you like jump around between the 2 cities for getting ready for competition?
So we were in New Delhi first, and we did a lot of our promotional stuff. We met with we did the G20 table, the G20 summit, the head-to-head challenge. We had 2 sections of that. So you had like the pre-qualifying round, and then you had the G20 live broadcasted head-to-head challenge at the G20 table. And then we did a few more things. We got to meet some of the Army wives, and we went to one of their like organizations and hear their stories and support their platforms. And then when we went to Mumbai, it was more like showtime.
Okay.
So we were doing a lot of rehearsals. We had a great team of production that was working with us.
How many weeks was that in Mumbai? Like a week or 2 weeks?
A week and a half.
Okay. It's like totally split down the middle pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. And then I think we had 5 days on stage.
Wow. So 13 areas of competition. Can you break that down for me? What percent was what? How did they choose the top?
There's no percentages.
Okay.
So you kind of fly blind the entire time you're at Miss World.
Okay.
I did win the designer, like for my continent, I was like the top model designer award.
Love
so
that.
The United States of America won.
I'm not surprised.
I was in a beautiful gold gown that actually had like a tribute headpiece to the Indian culture.
Wow.
And I really wanted to wear that for my director because she's from India. So I thought it would just be really special. But you have like top model challenge, the top model designer. We had pre-qualifying for sport, pre-qualifying for head-to-head,
Beauty with a purpose.
talent, beauty with a purpose.
Oh my
so
gosh.
Interview, evening gown. There's a lot of different areas. So it's definitely a marathon.
Wow. Okay. So interview, is it like a panel or like a round robin?
So it was a panel where there was 3 of us that went in at once.
Wow.
I was the last group.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
were the judges still like awake, or were they like, I'm just kidding.
I walked into the interview room and made a joke. I was like, do you guys need coffee? Can I help?
Wake up.
And I remember Carolina was like, I was like, are you guys tired? Do you need coffee? She goes, no, we can do this again. I said, do you want me to go get the girls? I was like, you can call them. And they started laughing.
Gosh.
It was a fun panel.
Yeah.
The interview panel was honestly the organization.
Wow.
So the people that we were around.
Julia,
Carolina, like Donna, our choreographers, and then some of the like philanthropic partners were on the panel.
So with like 2 other contestants with you, did you feel like you had to compete for like talking time?
My experience was different because my 2 contestants, I had Uruguay and Venezuela. I was very close to both of them, but they didn't speak English or very broken English. So my experience in interview was honestly kind of exciting because they tried to speak English and they were doing so well that I'm sitting there enamored, like just so happy for them.
Yeah.
Because Venezuela is like expressing her emotions.
Wow.
And I know Adi and she doesn't speak like fluent English, but she tried so hard. And then the translator would come in for more like intense questions. But it was really cool to see them like go out of their shell and push themselves, which I feel like you wouldn't see at a normal competition in interview. You just kind of go in and then you leave. You don't get to hear
or like rely on the translator, or like I watch like Miss Grant on YouTube, and sometimes it gets really competitive because they do the group interviews too with like 6 different girls, and it's like, you know, they're fighting and you can kind of tell in a nice way.
Yeah, of course.
So that's nice that you didn't have to like compete for, you know, your time to talk. So going into finals, like, were you like How were you feeling? Were you still tired, or did you have energy? Did it re-energize you?
I will never forget my 2 people that I sat at my table with for hair and makeup were El Salvador and Chile. And I fell asleep like almost sitting up.
Oh
Like
my
I had my
gosh.
head at like the back of the chair. I was like kind of down
Yeah.
on the chair. They're like, we have no idea how you fell asleep like that. Like everyone was exhausted. But the Miss World organization treated us so well. They always had like food and snacks and drinks for us. They made sure that we were not on our feet 24/7. Like they were very cognizant of making sure that we were resting. But after you've spent a month in another country, just going and going
Waking
and
up at
going,
3 a.m. like you said.
it's inevitable to be a little tired. But I would do it all
Wow.
over again.
Oh my gosh.
Every time.
Okay, let's do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Give me a few months to like still.
Are you still recovering?
Yes.
You're kidding.
I was like down for the count for multiple weeks.
It's been like 6 months, right? When did you compete?
No, it's been 2.5.
Oh, okay.
Right? March. 3 months.
Okay. No, that's not so bad. Yeah, you can still be recovering. That's okay.
You know,
the pageant hangover is real.
People don't understand.
Oh
when you come back from a pageant, especially an international one, I couldn't even make it through a yoga class.
I can't imagine. Oh my god!
But
so you told me when you walked in, you were doing makeup at 3 a.m, like for real, every day.
Almost every day.
Oh my gosh!
Me in Canada again. I had a blessed roommate. We would wake each other up. If I was feeling a little lazy, she'd be like, "Vic, come on," or if she was getting up, like didn't want to get up, be like, "Jamie, let's go. Like we've got a day to win." But we would have fun. We would blast music in our room, and we made it like a fun morning.
Wow.
And we would be usually the first ones at breakfast because we liked to do our meditations and do a little workout in the morning and kind of just get our mind ready for the day.
I love that. And it's so good that Canada matched your vibe, because if she wasn't like a morning person or she didn't want to meditate or work out, then you'd have to like, sneak around and be quiet.
No. And I am a big morning person.
Wow.
I here in the United States get up at 5 just to do like my meditations, do my workouts, get myself ready for the day to run a business. But I'm like up dancing, and she's like, "Victoria," and I'm like, "Let's go, come on." And I feel like she liked it toward the end.
Of course. Oh my gosh. I hope you guys still stay in touch.
Yeah, she's the best. We stay in touch a lot. We have a group chat with all of the contestants.
Wow.
And we're always messaging each other on like Instagram and on WhatsApp, which is fun.
I love it. So last question about Miss World before we go into like Victoria.
Okay.
What was the finals like? Walk me through everything. How did you do?
Yeah. So finals was incredible. It was a really, really long process. So to finally get to finals, it was like the light is at the end of the tunnel. At that point, I was like, I don't care.
Oh my god.
No, I did care. But I just was really grateful and excited, like walking into finals, knowing that I represented my country and I was able to make it through an entire month of like a very rigorous pageant and be proud of myself for the woman that I was in those moments. But also looking back at the woman I had become. When I checked into Miss World, I was not the same woman that checked out.
I just got goosebumps.
Same sometimes, like thinking about it. Because you go into a pageant, let's say like a 3-day pageant, and you barely get your bearings before it's over. And I was able to hit a point of enlightenment toward the end of the Miss World pageant, where when I walked into a room, I wasn't comparing myself to other women. I wasn't raising my head higher in hopes that another woman's head would go lower. I was truly like content with who I was. And I was content with my energy and what I had brought forth and finding the light in the other women in the room. And I think that's a really cool like space to be in, especially at a pageant. Yes. And I didn't think I would learn that at Miss World, and I did. So
that is so beautiful.
It was cool. And then being able to wear United States across my chest and be on a broadcast in front of 3 million people was
oh my gosh,
fun. Not nerve-wracking at all.
I mean, you've already done it at Miss Teen USA. It's it's part of your life.
It's true. It's true. It was fun.
Okay, so now that I mentioned it, what was Miss Teen USA like? Let's just talk about that for like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Miss Teen USA was fun. Yeah. I mean, I was Florida, so I, to this day, talk all the time to about 14 of the states that I competed with.
I love that.
I go on girls' trips with a group of like 6 or 7 of us, like every year. been to so many of their weddings. They're all having babies now.
Oh my gosh.
And competing was really fun. I competed back when IMG owned.
What year were you Miss Teen Florida?
17.
Okay. Who did you crown? Was it Lou?
Lou was my predecessor.
Love that. I'm so excited to see her compete in Florida like this weekend.
I have a trip. I have to go to LA, and I cut my trip short because I want to see Lou and a few of the other Florida girls that I've known for so many years. But yeah.
Florida needs like 5 crowns and sashes. We just need 5 representatives. It's a big state.
It is a big state.
I want to crown so many of them.
And also, too, to see Carolyn give up her crown. I mean, I've known Carolyn since I was 16.
Yeah, I love her too.
And she was so deserving. So to be able to go and support her and see her mom, and they're just such like a great group of humans. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Okay, so now you're like a business owner. It's so crazy. Like, I don't expect, Miss World America to be owning a construction business. So tell me all about that.
I own a construction design firm, and so 1% of general contractors in the United States are women, and I am a part of the 1%.
So it's like you and one other girl. Just
literally. Kind of. But I got into the industry because I really wanted like a strong longevity industry that could withstand anything, right? Construction and design withstands pandemics, withstands time, recessions. So I wanted something that was practical. And then to be able to fuel my passion, which is being able to connect to the community, being able to public speak. I write books. I've written children's books. So hopefully to be able to write. Yeah. So it was a practical decision, but I love it.
I love that. So as a woman owning a business in a very, very male-dominated industry, what is that like? Do you feel like you have to work harder to prove yourself?
I think I believe I find myself tapping into like my alpha energy a lot. And it's taken me some time to be able to pull back and just really try to sit in my feminine and not try to prove myself. My work proves itself. And I think as women, we kind of need to lean into that a little bit more, where it's like, we don't need to seek validation from others, but we just need to seek validation from like the quality of work that we put out, especially in such a male-dominated field. And that's what I've seen has done very well.
Wow. Yeah. I love that quote. That is amazing. Thank you. You're the first person on Misrepresented that's actually said that. And it's such a unique perspective. And I think that I really struggle with that, as a business owner, and a lot of other women that I speak with that own businesses, we struggle with staying in our feminine energy because as a leader and as a business owner, we kind of end up being more masculine, and I don't know if it really helps us at the end of the day, you know? So to embrace that and then have your work speak for yourself is really, really incredible. I'm so glad you said that. Yeah. So what made you choose that career path? Like, did you know like early in the day that you wanted to do that? Did you have a passion for design?
Honestly, it found me. My family is into real estate investment, and I started working on projects pretty young when I was in college, doing design with a designer that works with my family.
Wow.
And he kind of looked at me and said, "You have a knack for this, Victoria," because I'd be able to walk into a room and tell, like, as you could see when I walked in, I saw like panels and I was like, "Ooh, like what's this made out of?" I'm very curious when it comes to those types of things. And I think it's so beautiful to know, like, when you start a project, for example, building a house, you finish the project. And I love taking like residential clients because I know, like, if I'm working with a family, like, I visualize the memories they're going to make in that space.
I love that.
So it's more than just throwing paint on a wall. It's curating a space to be able to create memories. And then also too, with commercial places and commercial properties, being able to curate a place that works for a business owner. Yeah. To know that you can make very instrumental decisions in making someone's life easier because of your experience, and also bringing in like people who are tenured, like people on my team who've been working in this industry for 20 years.
Wow.
I have no problem bringing them in and saying, "Listen, you are the specialist when it comes to this. I would like to learn from you."
Wow.
And I think that's something that's really hard for people to do sometimes.
Yeah, just letting go of the reins and trusting people.
But also learning, being like, I don't know everything.
Yeah. Wow. So your Beauty with a Purpose, was it cystic fibrosis? Was that like your platform?
Yes, mainly cystic fibrosis, but also too my work with an organization called Angels for Humanity.
Tell us about both of them.
I've been working with CF since like for 15 years almost.
Wow.
Or probably a little more at this point.
Do you have a personal experience with it?
Yeah, my childhood best friend had cystic fibrosis.
Wow.
So at the age of 8, I became a caretaker for someone with CF. So I think like in pageants, people always look at you and they're like, oh, she's so put together. She's a business owner. They don't see the building blocks that made you into the woman that you are. And I had a lot of those. So being a caretaker and seeing someone that I loved struggle to do something that we take for granted, breathe every day, was like a really, really humbling and like had me have a lot of humility in my life, right? So I got to write a children's book, publish it, distribute it across the United States.
Wow.
I've raised a lump sum of money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. We are, and I will like pray, but it's very attainable, going to find a cure for CF in my lifetime, which is amazing.
Wow.
And yeah, I started competing in pageants because of Julie, because she was really struggling with CF and she had such a light. And I knew her light needed to shine brighter, but she couldn't do that from a hospital bed. So I kind of took on the responsibility of letting her light shine through me. And after her passing, I made a vow that her light would never dim and I would continue to push it forward.
Is that what led you to the other platform?
The other platform was more of my love for kids.
Okay.
So
it's completely different.
Completely different,
Okay.
But we do work a lot in the healthcare field. So cystic fibrosis is a genetic condition that a child is born with. And with Angels for Humanity, I work in different countries around, usually the Caribbean, to provide kids with healthcare. So it's all healthcare focused. Yeah, and we're able to do like doctor's visits, dental visits, like on mission trips.
Yeah.
We're building a school if you ever want to come.
I do. So what inspired you to like get into Angels for Humanity? Was there like a special connection there too?
I was able to meet the owner and the founder of the organization, and I become very passionate about working with people who don't just share that passion, but have that like innate need. Like Judith Joseph, our founder and CEO, created this organization 18 years ago.
Wow.
And she has this story where she's from Haiti and she would see street children walking around with no shoes on and like eating out of garbage cans and like just the most like sad experiences. And she knew that she had to do something. So working with Angels for Humanity, I know that every dollar that we raise, every trip that we take, we're doing it out of the purest like places in our hearts, and everything's going to where it's supposed to go. We have no people who get paid in the organization.
Really?
Nobody. We're all volunteers.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Have you been to the Caribbean? Which islands?
I've been all over the Caribbean, but on our mission trip, I went to Haiti last.
Wow.
And we got to distribute Christmas gifts to kids all over Haiti, and we broke ground in our school there, and we delivered medical supplies.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Oh my gosh.
It was humbling.
I bet. I've never been to Haiti, but I've heard stories, and like I would love to participate. Like it sounds incredible and like so enriching.
Yeah. And we have a lot of great events in the States too. We have huge like shows, which are our fundraisers. Our last fundraiser was at the Biltmore Hotel, and the one before that was the Balmain Fashion Show.
Oh wow.
They did it for our organization. So if you want to come, let me know. But we also have our back to school event, which is happening at the end of July, where we're providing over 1,000 children in the Miami-Dade area with haircuts, checkups, dental screenings, shots, amazing. Backpacks, uniforms.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love it.
So all the money that we raised at our tea party at the Biltmore is going toward directly into the community, being infused, making sure these kids are ready to go to school.
I love that. I love that you make it fun too, because it's like, yeah, I want to go to a tea party at the Biltmore. Like, of course,
yeah.
you know, and then you're also helping kids, and like, I want to go there and like help and see, you know, where that money's going too. Like, that is so incredible. Yeah. I love that.
It's a good organization.
So I know everyone's probably asking you now that Miss World is over, but what is next for you?
Right now, I think that I have my bearings. I'm really working on my career and finishing off my year strong as Miss World America and helping Ekta and Shree find the next Miss World America.
How is that going?
It's been good. Yeah, we're just starting to get that season rolling.
Yeah, when is the next pageant?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
Or it hasn't been announced yet.
Okay.
But it will soon on the Miss World America page. And then we'll see. I have a very open mind for my future. which I think is exciting and scary.
And I think that's when like the best things come to you though, because if you're like set on something, you know, sometimes God has like better plans for you, so you need to have an open mind and just go where he takes you.
No, of course. Yeah.
Do you have any advice for how to win Miss World America? Because I have a feeling like all 50 delegates will be watching this episode.
Hey guys! How to win Miss World America. During my prep for Miss World America, I paused more than I had ever paused in my life. I'm a very go, 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 like over prepared, like workaholic.
Okay.
As a business owner and like just as a woman, I feel like a lot of pageant girls are. But I paused and I would take moments to sit on my balcony, to journal, to try to understand my why, to really dive into my Beauty with a Purpose project, and not like the pretty times where you go and take pictures, but going to the hospitals and like doing it with nobody knowing, and sitting with CF patients and sitting with kids and reading with them, and really connecting to that power source that has fueled me for so many years. So when I went to Miss World America, I was me, and I was like the most pure, fun, like lighthearted version of me. And I was just excited to take on like a challenge, and it worked.
Wow.
It was fun.
So just being yourself, right? And slowing down, enjoy the process. And, you know, I feel like that really is the bottom line, is just being yourself. And in pageants, like people think they have to like look and act and talk a specific way and dress a certain way, and they lose themselves. And those are the girls that don't do well, even though they could have if they were themselves.
Yeah. But also too, to listen to you. I think in pageants, we hire coaches, or we have directors, and we have parents who usually have a lot of opinions. But a woman's intuition and like what you feel is so important. So to lean into that and to listen to yourself and embrace your inner voice and have fun with it. Because if you do something that someone else wants you to do, win or lose, you're going to feel better if you do something that you want to do, win or lose. You'll be more fulfilled.
I love that. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head.
Right? I've been here for almost 10 years. I don't want to talk about it. I look back, I'm like, I am old.
Oh my gosh. Has it been 10? No, it hasn't been 10 years. How long have you been doing pageants for?
16.
No way. 16 years?
No, I was 16.
Oh, you were 16. I was like 16 years.
Almost 10. Almost 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But not consistently. I took a nice like 7-year break in the middle.
Okay. Probably after Teen USA.
Yeah.
And then you came back to Florida. And, you know, like you have to roll with it because God had a different plan for you. And if you won Florida USA, you would have just...
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's another thing to think of too. My dad literally used this when my little brother didn't make his soccer team. I competed for Miss Florida USA, got second runner-up, went back, competed for Miss Florida USA, got first runner-up. I was like, come on, like what's going on here? Like, what's the plan? And I had to take a step back and like look at it from a bird's eye view and know that like, you know, there are blessings in the balance for you. And the one blessing that you maybe don't get, it wasn't meant for you. But there is another blessing waiting for you. You just have to have like open eyes and an open heart to get it. So not winning Miss Florida USA, I got to cheer on one of my favorite people on the planet, Carolyn Dixon, compete at Miss USA. But I also got to go and represent the United States at Miss World and spend a month in India.
It's a win for both of you guys.
It was a cool thing and a cool experience. So
I love that. We're going to do this or that. It's like my favorite part of the show. Okay. So my first this or that question, since you live in South Florida, you're kind of like a Miami girly, right?
Yes.
Do you like Joe and the Juice or Pura Vida?
Pura Vida.
Really?
There's one, well, I'm not close to like Joe both. And the Juice, but there's one walking distance from my apartment.
Oh, that's dangerous.
I know, my bank account's not very happy about it.
But it's worth every penny. What's your order?
It depends. So if it's a morning, I love the avocado toast. I will always get one of their little immunity shots.
So good.
And I like their salads.
All of their salads. I get the chicken plate. I love that. And then their super green smoothies. So good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But like Joe and the Juice is growing on me now. So I'm like, I can't decide. Like, it's like, you know, when you're in the mood for that kind of food, those are like the two options.
So. They are. I have to try Joe and the Juice.
It's good. Their sandwiches are really good.
Are they? Okay.
Yes. Okay. I know that was so random, but I'm like she's from here. I needed an answer for that because I don't know. Steak or sushi?
I like steak.
I love it.
I'm a steak girl.
Road trip or fly?
I'd rather fly.
Just get it over with.
want to get there. And I sleep on the flights too. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
amazing. I'm recharged the second we
Perfect.
touch down.
Are you like one of the girls that would like do skincare or like do the heatless curlers on the plane?
No.
No.
When I went to Miss World, yes, because I had to get off the plane and kind of look good. I actually went into the bathroom with my little makeup kit, and the flight attendant saw a different girl walk in the bathroom.
Oh
that
my
walked
God.
out of the bathroom.
Like, when did she get on the plane?
So, Pageant Girl 101,
God.
learn how to do your makeup in the bathroom of a plane.
I always get so nervous because I'll be in there for so long doing like a full face. I'm like, these people like are probably waiting. Like, you know, they'll knock, and I'm like, no. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
East Coast or West Coast?
Well, I'm from the East Coast, so I'm biased.
Yeah. Crown or sash?
That's hard. I think sash, because I always tell little girls that the real princesses don't need a crown. Like, the real crown is like in their heart. So I think being able to say that while wearing a sash, but also too, like, it shows your organization and like the pride of it,
like everything you represent.
Yeah,
I love that. Swimsuit or gown? This is like a USA girl question, but
I love swim. I really do.
Me too. Yeah. Platform heels or sandal heels?
Oh, that's hard. I would say platforms.
I love that you answered that because you're super tall, but you're still like, I'm going to be taller.
Oh, yeah. I'm tall, but we will use this as like, we gotta do it.
And that's how you win. Hair or makeup?
Makeup. I'm terrible at hair.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love that like gigantic thing you had in your bag. The
it's brush. Like the Revlon like blowout brush.
I've never seen that. I see Dysons like 30 times a day, but like that Revlon thing, I want one though.
It's nice. It's like $20 on Amazon.
And your hair looks so good.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm trying not to put heat on it since like since India.
Oh, you said you had a story.
Oh, this is the story. All right, imagine. Like, take it back. Okay. Victoria and Jamie, USA and Canada, touchdown in India. We're at Miss World. We're getting ready. We're like super prepared. I think collectively we had like 14 suitcases in our room. Yeah. I had a few irons. She had a few irons. We both had steamers. Within the first 48 hours of Miss World, the conversion of the like volts blew out all of our curling irons and all of our steamers. So we're texting like every person we know on our address book. Do you know anyone in New Delhi, India? Everyone's like, are you out of your mind? And I found someone, a woman that went to my training gym, whose brother is a commissioner in New Delhi, India.
Oh my gosh.
Who sent his assistant to the beauty supply store and bought us new steamers and curling irons.
Oh my gosh.
But they didn't have heat settings.
So you're just like full power or nothing?
Full power, like frying our hair every day. So when I got home, I went to my hairdresser and I said, cut off everything that's dead. Well, I ended up with a bob.
At least you had a bob.
6 inches off, so I've been rocking this haircut.
I love it,
pure
though.
Health reasons.
I love it. It looks so good. It suits you.
Thank you. It's been fun.
Wow.
But yes, get the converter for your irons if you're going to compete in a pageant in Asia.
But sometimes the converter doesn't work. I've been to like overseas and like the converter, something still pops and then my thing doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I blew up my Dyson too. I had my air wrap.
Oh my gosh.
And Jamie had hers. She said, try yours first. I said, okay. I tried it.
Oh my gosh. Air wraps are the worst though. They don't convert very well.
No.
I don't risk it.
We had no idea.
Oh my gosh.
But it was a fun story to tell.
Yeah.
For the rest of our lives.
I'm glad I remembered.
It was good.
Shopping online or in person?
I like in person, but it has to be quick.
Yeah.
Like in and out, but I want to try it on.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
Reels or TikTok?
Reels. Yeah. I don't have TikTok on my phone.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I just found myself scrolling too much.
Yeah, me too. No, whenever I open TikTok, like it's over.
Oh yeah.
To like 4 a.m. I'll be like in bed, like scrolling. I can't stop.
I noticed it, so I said like I deleted it.
Oh my gosh.
And I've been a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Reels is catching up though, and now like I don't even know which app I'm on anymore because I'll be scrolling on Reels and I'm like, wait, this is dangerous. But at least like we get like notifications, you know, and you can kind of close out.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, last question is mob wife or clean girl?
Clean girl.
Mm-hmm. I totally see that for you. I'm not surprised.
Definitely dainty.
I love it.
Yeah.
So where can our audience follow you on social media?
So personal at Victoria DiSorbo, and then Miss World America at America's Miss World.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on. I had so much fun.
Thank you. I did too. It was a pleasure.